Praise the living Jesus. Our names are Sister Gbemisola Adedeji and Brother Adekunle Adedeji from House CCJ, Oyo 11. We have come back to pay our vow to God that if God will give us our baby back, we will bring him to this exalted altar. 2020, after our last baby, I had 2 miscarriages. And last convention, we were here. I was already 8 weeks pregnant. I told God, this is the 3rd one. If I go back home and miscarry this baby, what will people say? And the first thing our daddy in the Lord said on that day, on Friday, as he was climbing the altar, was that there is a woman here you will not miscarry. And I give God all the glory. On the day of the delivery of this baby, the devil raised his ugly head. As I was about to be delivered of him, the midwife said something and said, something happened, the baby went back. Immediately I was wheeled into the theater and we had an emergency CS, but the baby was brought out dead. I began to cry unto God. I said, Daddy said there will be no miscarriage. Does it mean that I will now have the baby dead? And to the glory of God, after an hour, he came back to life. But then he went into seizure immediately. And as they were fixing him with oxygen and trying to rush him to another facility, he died again. And we started praying. And God raised him back to life. On Friday again, as he was rushed to the hospital, he was dead till Friday, unconscious and in coma. I heard the call. I was still on the hospital bed. And they said, begin to pray. I heard and they said, he has died again for the 3rd time. I cried to God and I said, God, this Friday is Easter Friday. You died today. I remember that 3 handkerchief Daddy said we should tie together. That when we are faced with storm, we should start waving it. And on Saturday, as I was discharged, I took that mantle. I started waving it. And on Easter Sunday, I received a call from the hospital that my baby came back to life. For the 3rd time, he came back to life. On the 10th day on oxygen, I was asked to go and buy another oxygen. I told God that is the 5th canister I will be buying. 5 signify grace. I must not buy oxygen again. And on the next day after that, he was weaned off that oxygen. On the 14th day, the doctor said, because he has been too long, he has died for too long, we should go and run some tests. He said we should go for brain scan. We should go for chest scan. We should go and do echo. We carried him to that facility on the 14th day. And as they were running the brain scan, the doctor looked at me and said, Madam, your child is good. There is nothing wrong with him. As we went for the chest x-ray, he said, Madam, what did you say is wrong with this child? I said, they said there are so many damages that he may not live well again. He said, Madam, there is nothing wrong with your baby. After 2 weeks, they said we should go for echo. The cardiologist looked at me and turned and said, I said the baby was SPA, level 3 emergency, that he may not live well. He looked at me and said, Madam, go and sit down and be rest assured. This baby is fine. I have come to return all the glory unto our God in heaven. The one who raised my baby 3 times from death. And all the tests conducted say, he is fine. To him alone be all the glory. Praise the Lord.